Okay, in this last tutorial for our family history little schedule here, I'm looking at how this looks and is set up. And what I'm seeing is I need a little bit of space after some of these things, so I may clean that up just after I get through some of the stuff. But one of the things that I noticed, oh boy, I've got overset text, meaning I'm not showing everything down here. And that's because I haven't set up the size of this kind of thing yet. And so I need to open this up. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the bottom of this text box and pull it down. Now that's just a temporary fix, okay? I'm going to push this all the way up to kind of the halfway mark as well, just so I have a little bit of space. Now it says Myriad Pro Condensed, which I have, but it's 10 point text set with 12 point leading. So let's go ahead and set that up. And just kind of a straightforward typesetting here. Yeah, it needed to be smaller. All right, and 12 points. So it is condensed. Well, that's kind of tiny. If you don't like it that tiny, you might even make some adjustments. That is really up to you. I kind of like it being a little bit bigger. But if you notice now, if you don't have your hidden characters showing, then you might want to go ahead under Type and Show Hidden Characters all at the bottom. Now I don't have any tabs set up, so I'm going to zoom in here pretty close, moving this over. Okay, so I can kind of see both this PDF and my project. I'm going to go ahead and set these tabs up. Now it's not going to look exactly like this. In fact, it's going to get a little bit crazy. So following along with what we have over here, we've got a name of somebody. So instead of this space here and a tab, all these people. All right. Nothing after the break. David, Steve, another David, Dinah, or Dina, actually, Dina, and Dean. All right, another tab right after our time here. The reason why I'm doing this kind of backwards is, we're going to not have enough space in between here because the default tabs shove them over not exactly in the place that we want. We'll fix that later. Okay, so there we go. But you notice that on our time frame, that's aligned left. So we need to actually use the tab system to align left this whole column. So I'm going to set one just before it, and you're going to see just maybe a little bit of craziness, like right here. Yeah, it sends David and his name. In fact, I didn't have that in the right exact spot. But it sends David's last name to the next line. Don't worry, okay? Just trust me. But it is going to get just a little bit crazy before it gets better. All right, yeah. This, and yeah, I actually need to open this up even more. All right, so we will fix that in just a moment, okay? But I do need the tabs set. Now, again, one per each column, and trust me, this is going to work. So let's get this all into place, okay? Now, you want to highlight everything, including the tabs and including this very first tab over here, okay? And then we want, of course, we want to have our tabs. Now, what was it? A Shift Command T or Shift Control T. There's our tabs panel. All right, so I want to adhere it to now what's happening here, and I'm going to bring this down here. It's not just putting the 0 where the text frame is. It's actually adhering itself. The 0 is at the beginning of the inset and ends at the other edge of the inset. Okay, so we're including the text frame and its inset. That's what we're talking about as far as managing space. Now, what did I say? This first one is text align. You can see them lined up on the right-hand side. So right here, left justified tab, nah, okay, we need a right justified tab. So I'm going to click on that so that I can set that into place. Now, when I set a right justified tab, okay, that jumps everything to one side, and you can see instead of being before it like a left justified tab, in fact, it follows the information from that column, okay? And I can push it all the way over and just kind of jam it up here, all right, on the side. Otherwise, if I push it way in, yeah, it's not going to justify it. So I want to get all the way out so that these line up on the left-hand side, but I want plenty of space over here. All right, the next one, okay, I set, yeah, it's going to take whatever kind of tab that I have set. So highlighting all this, I still have my first tab set. Now, first tab, again, first tab in the column, first tab. Okay, so let's highlight the rest of this again. Now I'm going to click where I think this tab should go. All right, over a little bit. But guess what? It's jammed up. Well, that's because the last kind of tab that I set, all right, tricks on us, right? We got to change it. So it's right aligned. We need to have that highlighted and change it to a left justified tab. Now it lines up all on this space, so it follows that. Okay, so we need plenty of space for their names, and that would be the third tab. Now you see here, we don't even have to have every line having 3 tabs. Just this one with the break, there is nobody's name. So that we don't have to worry too much about that. But I do need, these also are on a right aligned tab. So what if I click way over here at the edge, okay, yeah, it's not going to be happy, you know, and it's a left aligned tab. So I need to, while it's highlighted again, click on the right justified tab. See, it becomes a mess before it gets better. But one of the things that I want to do is get it all the way out to the inset part. I want to line it right up to the edge. Now, I don't think they do on this example, but in order to line it right up there, you're going to go right on top of that little triangle there, and without taking it out, if you go beyond the little triangle there, then you're going to get rid of your tab, or it's going to be in like the weird wrong place. Okay, so we want to pull that in a little bit, and it lines right up there. So we're using our inset as much as we possibly can. Okay, so while that looks good, and we have followed what they recommend here, gosh, a 10-point condensed typeface, wow, I think that's a little bit small. For me, that's a little bit small. So you could leave it, or you can maybe make it a little bit bigger. I like it a little bit bigger, and a little bit more space in between, of course. Space after, well, let's see, after the preserving your family's history, I need some space after. So I'm going to go with the paragraph setting space after, just a tiny bit. Okay, and then again for Oak Hill, I need some space after, just a little bit. Now you could set points, or in terms of inches or whatever. This just spaces it out a little bit more. And then for old time's sake, what we could do with regards to our information in here, we could take our object or our text frame, and if I close that in, see I brought that way down, and if I line it right up to the bottom here, okay, nicely, in fact, inside of this nice little line here, because if I've got the top lined up there, to bottom lined up, and if I want to go to the object text frame options, or in other words, controller command B will get you the same thing, this text frame options. We could also align it instead of the top, we could align it in the center. Does that look good? We'll preview it. Yeah, not too bad. Click OK. And I think we are pretty much done. And that's all there is to it, folks. You can kind of eyeball it and see what other changes, if you want to make it look slightly different. Not a problem. Have fun with it.